Oftentimes I start with a piece of wood that I have on hand, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. I figure I'll get to work and the idea will find me. I've got this walnut slab with a buggy bit on one end and a spot where the bark goes over the top on the other. No idea what to make of that description yet, so I'll do things that I know need to happen regardless. Clean off the dirt and chip away the bark. The part where the bark goes over the top, I'm gonna try to preserve, as it could look cool under there. Little chops, removing the loose stuff and trying not to gouge the set wood underneath. But no lightning, no ideas, so I put it back on the rack. 3 weeks later, I pulled it out and went back to work on the bark, still hoping an idea would strike. Maybe the pattern of the bug holes will prove inspiring. But I kept shooting down idea sparks because they wouldn't work with the thinned out other side. Only thing to do then is get rid of the thin part and stare at it, and let it talk to me. I decided it needs a friend, but this piece I'm going to mill. Videos that include a description of milling lumber are boring, and say basically the same thing each time. So from now on, anytime I have to mill, I'm gonna try and make it fun for you. First, I joint one face so it is flat. Wow, look at all that dust. Next, I joint the thin edge until it is flat. Then I rip the opposite edge parallel on the table saw. Finally, I can plane the other side parallel. The slab had very pronounced sawmill marks, so I spent a lot of time with 60 grit paper to remove those. Somewhere in that milling and sanding process, I landed on bench as the project idea, so I'll work over any edges that might catch your pants. And I'll work the top through the grits and stop at 240. The slab's friend I'll cut into 4 pieces at the miter saw, and since the joinery will be hidden against the ground and against the slab, I'm going to use pocket holes. Go ahead and say what you will, it's quick and strong enough and will never be seen. I made this setup for getting bird's eye view shots, but I still need to dial it in a bit as all the action of putting together the leg took place just outside frame. This bench will be outside, but in a spot that won't get direct sunlight or get wet, so I figure water-based poly would be fine. And here's that finish on figure shot that everyone always wants to see. I give it a super light pass with 600 grit before the second coat, getting my eye level down low to use raking light to see where there's missing spots. Now you will recall that I didn't flatten this slab. I didn't want to take it to the professional shop and pay to use their drum sander. It was pretty flat already, and I decided I would make it level by shimming the legs and not worry about the underside. Sometimes though, Norm is smiling down on you and everything just works out magically. So here she is. I didn't know it, but I like the look of that deep contrast between the sapwood and the heartwood with walnut. But I'll let you know what my wife thinks when she gets home in a few days. Thanks for watching this quick one, and see you on the next one.